Welcome to another That's What They Said, a podcast where we question the questionable lyrics of your favorite songs. Scott Spinelli, Hip Hop Hooray Ho, Sarina Morales. We are out here, brothers.
Yes.
Boom, boom, boom.
Now, let me hear you say whale.
Let me hear say whale.
Whale. Perhaps the dumbest chorus ever. Maybe not the dumbest. Maybe
Or
one of the top
genius.
three. Yeah.
Maybe we all needed to come down a level. We were thinking way too much, and all we needed to say was boom, 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 whale.
It makes okay. So let's just start. We were talking about this before. We both like this song, right?
Oh,
we can get into why that was weird, but separately, we right, just for the viewers' sake or listeners' sake, whatever. We both liked it. Yes.
Very much.
It's catchy as hell. Agreed.
Big time.
You hear this and you're out at a club, you're clubbing. I know you love to club.
Oh yeah, as a 9-year-old when this song came out, 1000%. I was like, well, I mean, this played at knit games, like sporting events, but they only played. But no, that's not true. So I think they played the edited version of this song.
They had to re-release the album.
Yeah,
they made like another album because their stuff was so profane and so gross.
Social.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was one of those bangers that you didn't realize was super inappropriate at the same time.
It was totes inappropriate, but totes inappropriate. However, my bigger point is, now that we take a critical eye, this is the dumbest. Like, it's so stupid. The chorus is so stupid. It doesn't make any sense, and it's like most of these things that we say, like, I wonder what Ruben Studdard's apologizing for. Like,
yeah, no, this is
like it's like, all right, we're just like kind of being funny. Like, this song really doesn't. The chorus doesn't make any sense. It means nothing. It's just gibberish. It's nonsense.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. Like, there must have been someone in the room that was like, the fuck?
What were you writing? Yeah. This is not a Max Martin song.
And to that point, what were the other failed options? What didn't make it?
Like, did someone, because sometimes, right, there's an accident and they're like, oh, that works.
Yes.
At what point they say, the lyrics are literally, I say, boom, boom, boom. Now let me hear you say, wayo.
That's my favorite part. Now, so this is
and now you go.
It's so instructive. It feels like you know how like
it's a Zumba class.
Well, yeah, no, but you know how like artists will, like, they call it, what's that called? They'll do like they'll write a track and they like placeholder lyrics they'll put in.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's what this feels like, but they just never fixed it. They're like, all right, so I'm going to say boom, 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 and then now you're going to say wow. And then the song's on the radio and they're like, holy shit, that was not the version that everyone was supposed to hear. We were supposed to just, we don't need to tell them we're saying boom, boom, boom. We'll just say boom, boom, boom.
Right. Like, if you have 20 bills, put your hands up, right? And then, insert people putting their hands up at the club, like, woo, okay. Or you got short hair, put your hands up, right? Not boom, boom, boom. And then everyone's like, well, and we all did it. We were like, yeah, well.
No, that checks out. Boom, boom, boom. And of course, the natural response is wayo. That's what I mean.
It's not even a word.
That's what I mean. Like you're talking about that. What's that? That Fat Man Scoop.
Thank you.
The Faith Evans Fat Man Scoop.
Yes.
Like, and my buddy and I would do. Frank Kent and I would do a great bit about that. He would come up. We would rap along, but do things that only affected like our life type things. Like if you got $1 in quarters, put your hands up.
Yeah.
Like, right, that kind of stuff. So anyway, that's all to say that that like. Like, to your point, that call and response makes sense.
Yeah.
You got a $20 bill, put your hands up. If you're a single lady, put your hands up, whatever. Even the end of the Ludacris song, what's the one where they have I don't know if it is Cat Williams or it just sounds like Cat Williams, but it's the character at the end. He goes, if you watch half of your pinky and the other half is ashy, not pimping, not pimping all over the world. That's
yes. I'm like, pimping.
Yeah, the pimping song, yes.
Oh, man.
But anyway, my long-winded point, as most of mine are, is that there is no natural call and response to this. It makes no sense.
No. So Boom, 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 the name of the song, was released as the 4th single from the Outhere brothers' debut album. 1 Polish, 2 Biscuits, and a Fish Sandwich came out in 1994. The song was released.
Did you look up what that means?
Please.
And again, just like when you listen to the explicit version of this song, they're so non-subtle. It's so just like, it's profane for the sake of being profane, you know? That apparently stands for one Polish is one pinochle, let's call it.
Mm-hmm.
Two is your buttocks, and the fish sandwich is a is the vagina. I believe it's how it's pronounced. Yeah.
Well, that's great. I'm glad in
I mean,
1995.
you know what I mean? Like, it's just like not even funny. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. It's just so lazy. Like, I got a kid in my fantasy football league who will like the names he comes up with for his team are like, they're just offensive in like the least clever way. And that's what this is. This just feels like the same thing where it's just like, what is this? This is not even funny. You're just like
find
lazily...
another word.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
Well, I mean, I guess they did. They said a fish.
Oh, I'm not even looking at that. It's just like
I hear you.
Sexual organs.
Yeah,
just like,
yeah. Well, Americans didn't really care for it as much. It peaked at number 65 on the Billboard Hot 100. But man, you folks in Germany, Ireland, and the UK, this sucker was numero uno. Holy cow. The Queen.
Yeah, I know.
I just want to know that the Queen listened to this like a few
times. Queen was a big boom boom whale now. Yeah.
And just
I can't do the accent, but if I could, I'd love to hear her do that.
This is quite the banger. This is quite that's probably a Cockney accent or whatever.
Well, it's good enough.
Good enough. Yeah, that's the Queen.
They're
from Chicago. Did you look? They're from because I was like, where are y'all from? And you have bangers. I thought
they were from the mothership. Outhere Brothers, Outhere Rip It on another trip. Slip, don't trip. Check it how I do it. Not bad.
You're cool.
Yeah, I'm really.
No, but they're from Chicago. They started their group back in 1987.
Hold on, am I wrong though? Wasn't this song big here?
It was. That's where I was like, wow, only I mean, 65. I thought it would have been a top 10 easily, but
at least on like a dance chart, it would have been higher. Because
I
remember this was like peak radio days where you had to. I remember KTU. Yes,
this was a KTU go-to at any point of the day. Oh, boom, boom, boom's on again.
Dated thing that'll make us feel old to anybody listening to this that's under 20 or 30, even I would say. I remember playing basketball in my yard. Not in the yard, it was in the driveway because I'm a lunatic who bounces the ball on grass. That would be psychotic. He's out there playing basketball in the grass again.
Say wayo.
That's how I knew dinner was on the table. My dad would say boom, boom, boom. And then my mom would say wayo. And so I knew to come in. I just hear my mom's voice bellowing throughout the neighborhood. So I'm outside listening to my boombox, which was plugged into the wall because otherwise I think it required 35D batteries.
Those things would eat those batteries too.
Yes. And not only that, they were expensive. So to get like one good usage out of it, it was like $45 per use.
I mean, if you were walking down the street with a boombox, you're putting money down. Like that's like an Uber.
But you were also cool though.
Because you had money to pay for large batteries,
and your arms were all
you're strong.
Yeah.
Wayo.
You imagine people say, "Hey, what's up, man? Wayo, boom, 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 brother."
Sorry, go back to your.
Keep it moving.
I'm bouncing on your grass.
So I'm bouncing a basketball on the grass. No hoop. I don't really like shooting. And so I hear the song come on the radio. I dash inside up to my. I don't know how to pronounce the name of this company, but you'll know it's AIWA. Is it Iowa? Remember that stereo company?
Okay.
I remember when I got one it was like the coolest thing ever. The double tape deck with the 3 CD changer, so I could record and make tapes and shit like that.
Yeah.
So I remember my brother told me if you like this song is going to be on KTU. If you want to get this song, get it on KTU. So I had it on all the time. I burst through and I got only the I like the last 90 seconds to 2 minutes of it or whatever. It was so because you got to get up there and put the tape in and do this and that.
You got the filthy stuff. Well, they had the edited version.
I had the edited version.
Once you get through the boom boom booms, I mean, you are now like really oh. Oh,
way oh. Way-oh, indeed.
Way-oh.
Ew. Yeah, I mean, okay, so we'll talk about the music video in a second, but I think the first thing that's interesting to me is it's like a minute in and there's nothing other than boom booms and way-ohs.
I mean, that's all I didn't know there was more to the song.
Well, I always like that second rap verse. I always thought that was a cool verse. Like, we're jumping out of order here, but like the song is super corny, but the Geronimo,
look out below.
right?
That is catchy. Yeah, and I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, here comes the brother with the offbeat flow.
Yeah, it's good.
It's fun sounding.
I just fell from the mothership. Yep, I know.
Out here, brother's about to rip it on another trip. It's a good, catchy little thing.
It is. You're right. At least you got that on your cassette.
Yes. No, I did. I got to that part, but it was also like, you know how like you hit the tape, like, I'd rather not to say. It was like you didn't quite get it right, you know, like. Because you had to hit two at once, and it was like the tape catching up to itself.
It's a risky move to be like, oh, I'm gonna play basketball, and then but when I hear the song, I'm gonna run.
No, I was shooting around outside just by myself.
Okay, because when I recorded the way that you just described recording, like when we had to record from the radio, I wanted to make it sound like I bought it or had it.
I know.
And so I was like, do it now, and if I missed it,
You have to wait till the next time.
I would, yeah.
That's the thing
that's
the thing that younger kids will never understand. Like I remember, not to go.
You had to wait for a damn song to come on,
and not just that. To your point, this is why I'm thinking this. It didn't actually work that often.
No, because the DJ would freaking talk over.
Yes.
I mean, Funkmaster Flex screwed me every time.
Yes.
Every time.
But you knew what you were getting into. Like I even mean my VCR. Even like I remember for whatever reason I was very obsessed with the Eddie Curry and Tyson Chandler Baby Bulls experiment, which, excuse me, clearly did not work. It was idiotic that they thought two high school centers would be good in the NBA. Either way, I remember recording a WGN game on my VCR, and it didn't work. Like it just didn't work. And like I got up in the morning thinking, well, we'll see if this worked. You know what I mean? Like it was a complete toss up.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if your DVR or whatever you have now, like
miss something
cloud coverage, it always works. It never doesn't work.
You always have access to Game of Thrones. You always have access to everything.
This was a game I remember the game. It was Bulls Clippers, and it was at night. It was like 10:30 at night. So I went to bed thinking I want to record the rest of this and watch it. I remember it snowing, thinking I'll be able to. I'm not going to school tomorrow, so I can watch the rest of this game in the morning.
Smooth Snowdays.
I was pretty proud of like my whole plan though. Like, like this was still in the realm where I didn't have like a bedtime, but I couldn't stay up.
Yeah.
I couldn't stay up.
You gave yourself some activities to do on a snow day.
And I was really into this team. The point though is that it didn't work, and I get why I respect your hustle that you took it seriously. The dub,
I did. I had and then that was what I very careful about. This is the Morales mix.
Yes.
DJ Spin Cycle.
I mean, you know me far and wide, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean we can just get straight. We can get straight to the lyrics because they're way too offensive to really not touch on them. In fact, usually when I make notes for these things, I have like my bits of lyrics, and there were so many that I just had to open up the lyrics on the side. I'm
it's the whole verse.
It's the whole song. It's the whole song. I mean, they start out with like, okay, I'm gonna listen to this dance song, and it's gonna be light and it's gonna be free. You're gonna put your hands up in the air. You're ready to rock with the boom, and then literally, and they do start with like, we're about to rock the entire nation. And then
a touch aggressive, I would say, but sure.
Well, I'm okay with them rocking the nation and not rocking other things because it's just okay. Well, let's just start.
So here's my take. I just want to say, to me, is the juxtaposition of the clean versus the non-clean is extremely interesting, right? First lyric, all right. Girl, your booty is around. What's that?
Kiss you on your face. Very different. Sorry.
Girl, your booty is so round. Let me look you up and down. Like, all right, it's aggressive, but I think that's in both versions.
Yes.
And that's aggressive, but for the time period, I mean, listen, you're still allowed.
No, the dirty version, because I have it here. I just want to lay you down.
Oh, okay. So then that's worse. But still, we're in the realm of quasi respectability. Like it's still gross and maybe a touch aggressive, but we're there.
Yeah.
The explicit version, the next line is, I just want to lay you down. let me take you from behind. I won't come until it's time. It's like, we really got kicked into overdrive here, didn't we? I mean,
again, how did we go from 4 words to very descriptive? What in the world is going on, and how did we get here?
also, I know you take this last lyric. I know you want to. Go ahead. Go ahead, take it. Take the last 2 lines of this, of the first verse.
Put your nani on my tongue and your booty on my face.
Right? I mean, what is it to say?
You know, but so after your lyric, and then it goes, but if I can't sleep with you, maybe I could have a taste. Like, well, if I can't sleep with you, like that was even a possibility with your aggressive nature. Like, well, all right. Thank you for giving me the option to say no to all of this.
I suppose if you won't let me have intercourse with you, you'll let me pleasure you in other ways.
Yes. Like, what? Like, were you trying to protect yourself just a little bit of like, here, we're not going to force her.
Yes.
We're just going to ask her for ridiculous things that I don't know she's going to be willing to do either way.
Maybe that was the plan the whole way along, that he knew the request was so ridiculous she'd say no, but he goes, no, we don't have to do any of those. How about just these things? Right? Like, it, like a comparison point. I also think it's interesting, again, the compare contrast of the clean verse. The other version ends with some version of the lyric being like, put your arms around me, girl, and your kisses on my face.
Big
it's
difference.
Like, yeah, those are like wildly different.
That's like, because I have such a crush on you. Like, oh, I see my boyfriend, or girlfriend, or significant other.
Even that's what like friends do.
Or yes, but this is, yeah.
Like, here, put it this way: you and I see each other. I come out to LA, you come out to New York, hug and a kiss, right?
Yeah,
if that changed from that to you putting your nani on my tongue and your booty on my face, I'd be like, what happened to this relationship? This got out of control way too fast. Can we go back to the hug thing, because this got crazy?
That's right? A Panic at the Disco wedding.
I'm sorry, a what? What's the name of that? Yeah, okay. I didn't hear you at first. I thought you said Panic. But it didn't sound like you were shouting it, so I didn't know.
Which is funny, because then if you put in the verse that we both like, Geronimo, look out below, it's kind of like, wow, like we're going even harder.
Yeah.
Like, what? Geronimo, okay, well, hold on.
I'm gonna dive into that. You know what? I'm diving in like Scrooge McDuck. I'm just gonna.
You're almost thankful that there's not that many lyrics.
Oh no, what they could have come up with, I'm terrified to know. Yeah. I mean, the next verse is on OnlyFans, I would think. Like, there's just nothing left that is appropriate in any way. I will say, and I don't know how much more I frankly have to say about the song, because the song doesn't have that many more lyrics.
Yeah.
I want to go to the music video, unless you have more.
Oh, yeah, no. The only thing I was going to say is that parental advisory sticker, like that they put on albums, that should have been bigger.
Oh, should have been the album cover. That's it.
I'm like, whew, sorry. Music video, very 2 dudes playing basketball.
One of the most low rent, low wattage videos I've ever seen for a song that big.
Oh man.
Right? Like, it felt like it
looked old back then, I think.
Yes. It felt dated for the period. It felt cheap for the period. Like, you watch some of these other videos we've done in that time range, like, go watch the Fugees' Ready or Not. That's like a Scorsese film.
Yes.
It's unbelievable. There's like people with tanks and shit. Like, it's crazy. Whereas this, so first thing is, it's just tacky from the beginning, right? Yes. Low rent right off the top. So
do they even give them good jerseys? I can't remember. Like,
okay, so I'm glad you brought that up. That's my next thing. Okay. They are, you're led to believe that it's some sort of organized game of some kind, because there's a full set of people in the stands.
Women.
Plus, all women cheering lustily, of course. And then separately, there are referees. They're shooting free throws at various points. It's not a pickup game, is my point. Not one person wearing the same jersey.
Yeah, you're right.
Every member of each team is wearing a completely different uniform. There are 10 different uniforms in this game.
It's a new game of basketball that we're not aware of.
One on 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 one. That's what this game is. It is, what's that? What is that game when you play?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, there is a version of that.
Yeah, I used to play with my dad in the park.
Yeah, when you're just fighting against everyone.
Right,
Yeah,
and then you have to make that long shot.
Yeah.
No,
I hated that. But at any rate, so that's my first thought. Is second is how about those random shots of them just jumping but not dunking? Like they would be dunking at various points, and then there's parts of them just jumping and coming back down, like in the middle of the game. Like you can't see the floor; they're clearly using a trampoline, but they just come up and then they go back down, and there's no hoop anywhere in the frame. They're just jumping.
Geronimo, look out below. Here comes the brother with the offbeat flow.
Sarina just came on the mothership.
They were like, how do we get people prepared for this part of the song? Let's just jump up in the air. No basketball.
No basketball. Or it's like, like someone's like, I don't really know much about basketball. What do they do? They jump. They jump, right?
And they're all wearing different jerseys, right? Yeah, totally. There's no teamwork.
And someone in the room was just like, I gotta tell you, that jumping thing seems like it's missing a piece.
We need more cowbell.
There's one nerd in the pitch meeting. It's like, I don't know.
Just jump. Why don't you just jump?
Shut up. And it's like, no, I don't think you're right, guys. Maybe like jumping towards the goal or the hoop or whatever you call it, something.
No.
Nah, you're wrong. You're wrong. We don't need that. Just jump and land with the ball in your hands without. That's what people do. They just jump. They don't run. They just jump.
They should have had them dribbling the ball in grass at that point.
Yes. Oh my God. I spent so many hours out there. What a waste.
No, the music video, low quality, dudes not even wearing the same jerseys. And then, of course, because the song is so sucio, they had to put the girls in there to make sure, like, oh, but this is still about getting the ladies.
And the girls don't even seem to forget about
some of them are not interested. Like they're like, oh,
I would say almost all of them. They're not only not interested, they don't seem to know that they're in a music video. Right? They're just, it's like they walk through this game like, what's this guy doing jumping around like that? And then the guy comes up to them, is like, put your nanny on my, like, get me out of this thing. Sorry, what did I?
Cirque du Soleil?
Yes. Get me out of here. Ugh. Yeah, this song is a tough one. I will give them credit though, because some of these other ones, they'll just bleep out something. These people at least realize, the Outhere brothers and whoever their management team is, realized this is too wild. We've got to cut this one out. Like, we've got to make a whole other version of it, because it just can't be.
It's not okay for, again, 95, the Yankees won in 96. I was 9 years old. That's
inappropriate. And like I said, totes inappropriate.
And that's it. We'll see you next time on another That's What They Said. Sarina&Scott Spinelli. We're on YouTube. We have a playlist, and we also have a podcast, which we do listen to right now, or you just.
One last time, what is if I said boom 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 to you, what would you say?
I said whale.